So here I am. I'm in the 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. I have been wanting to get into the new Tacomas for a while. I used to be a Tacoma owner. I love Tacomas. I always have loved Tacomas. And it's great to see where they're taking this truck. It still has that same feel as the older Tacomas. However, with the new transmission and engine capability that this specific Tacoma has, it is way better than my 2019, and to be honest, any Tacoma prior to this one. I think it's just way better in every way possible when it comes to the drivability and how well it shifts and how well it keeps in its gear. This one is really good. It's quieter, it's got a much bigger display on it. Everything about it has been upgraded. Now that's not to say that there isn't something that isn't perfect. There is no perfect vehicle, as I've said before, but today we're gonna jump into the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. This is the TRD Pro Edition, so we're a little bit higher off the ground than we would be otherwise, with some really awesome rugged components. And of course, we have some storms coming through right now, so we'll see how that all plays out. But that said, 2024 Tacoma. Welcome back to techgooch, ladies and gentlemen. And in the Tacoma here, the big thing, like even my wife said, she's like, are you worried that you're gonna really miss that truck once you get into it and how much you loved your other truck? That's true. I do miss my Tacoma at points, and this makes me that much, I shouldn't say it makes me miss it that much more. It makes me thankful that I don't have the 2019 version anymore, because this fixed a lot of the issues that I had with my 2019. Now, of course, yeah, we have a much larger infotainment display and map capability. We have a better driver information cluster. We have, well, this is the TRD Pro, so even more subtle shuffle shocks. This does have four-wheel disc brakes. There's so many good things about it. But to be honest, the engine transmission combo, that is where I think they hit home the best on this vehicle, because the biggest thing about the previous generation Tacoma was the transmission engine handshake. I'm sure it was bomb-proof, I'm sure it would have lasted forever, but my 2019, and actually every Tacoma I've challenged since, or tested since, didn't know what gear it wanted to be in. And now with the new 8-speed transmission in this guy, it finally is happy. It knows where it wants to be, and it likes being there. So we're gonna do the walk around on the exterior, we're gonna walk around on the interior, and we'll talk about what I love, and of course, maybe some things that I think need to be changed still, or changed in addition, either way. We're gonna look at everything. Strap in, let's get going. Okay, so first off is to enjoy the beautiful thing that is this Tacoma, because I think it's a beautiful truck. But the Terra color, it's like terracotta color with a black top. This truck looks awesome. It's everything I wish a Tacoma looked like. They did a perfect job, in my opinion, on this one. From the black wheels with the red accents, the suspension in there that just stands out. It just looks awesome. The TRD Pro badging. I honestly can't tell you anything on this truck that doesn't make me super excited for the exterior side. Even like the tailgate, this one has the power tailgate, and it's nice, it's easy to use, it's user-friendly. Same thing goes, I can click it back up. Even the tie-on points here for recovery options here, red accent, looks awesome. Everything about this truck on the outside looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job bringing in the modern aesthetics into the Tacoma, but it still looks Tacoma. It's Tacoma all the way, and I absolutely love it. Okay, let's jump in the interior just at the time it starts to rain. Now I have the front seat set to a very comfortable room, and it's gonna make more sense when we get to the back seat. But let's start off to the side here. The standard door control is great. Just like the Tundra, we're getting a lot of buttons over here to the side now, from all of your accessories to your AC power, your lift gate you can close and, or I should say open and close from in here. A lot of capability from here. Our TRD light bar is there as well, but because steering wheel controls is going to be your standard. Toyota truck steering wheel, which a lot of buttons going on. I'll just say that. I wish it was a little less complicated, but nothing too terrible. And of course, the longer you use this, the more you're going to understand the controls. So with the driver information cluster, using the steering wheel controls here where we have the left, right, then up, down, and then OK, we can actually go left and right and actually have customized. So let's go to custom 1. Let's just go here. So right now this is where it is. If I push and hold the OK, I can then change what, you know, this is. So let's say as driver support, I'm going to go to the left, and I can change what gauge I want here. Trailer brake, whatever have you, right? Audio, navigation, lots of things. So let's go turbo gauge there, and then go to the right. Right now I have the boost, blank, fuel economy. Let's keep that, right? And we can choose what we want on each of these custom panels. And at any time, well, right now we're still locked in. But yeah, we can have more than one custom. So now we can go to number 2 and then customize this if we so choose. So, but we always can go back. It's going to save those settings. The driver information cluster here on this truck is great. They did a great job. So I have nothing but great things to say about that. Now we're going to come to a thing that I love and I don't love. And that is the infotainment / information display for the vehicle. And they did a really good job in getting you plenty of screen real estate. The maps look great, beautiful. If you're doing audio, you know, car, phone, all your information, your alert does do wireless CarPlay and everything. And it looks beautiful on this display. Fantastic. I love it. But just like I said in the Tundra video, I would like to see the buttons that you're putting everywhere in this truck, put the stuff that I'm going to use regularly as buttons to control. The things that I'm not going to touch barely ever, put that on the display, make it easy to customize the display. So like I'd love to see a bottom bar here where you can customize and put some of these things that you don't need regularly. I think it's fantastic that they have this display. I just wish they would use it more. So, you know, in all reality, great product, great display. It's easy. It's very intuitive. It controls very, very well. However, there's just so much more they could do with it that they're not doing with it. So that's where I come with that one, just like before. But I do love that they have a really nice large volume knob right in the middle. Fantastic. Our climate control stuff. Real easy to read, real easy to control. Great job there. Simple as pushing on there to go to auto mode. And up she goes. I'm gonna wind it back down so it doesn't get too loud in here. But yeah, in all reality, they did a really good job on that as well. Apologize if it was getting a little blurry there, but either way. Down below that, we have this nice open section right here, as well as to the side. I love this. This is great. This is where you're going to throw your phone. It has a Qi charger built into it, so wireless charging does work with Apple's MagSafe. At least it was working for me from the times I used it. However, my Peak Design case with extra magnet capability built into it did cause a couple times where it said, so it's not 100%. Toyota looks like they're doing better than they did in the past, but I do want to say that. And then we have our vehicle modes. We can go from 4 low, 4 high, 2 high real quick with this big selector down below. And then we have our modes for DAC crawl, MTS, tow crawl, changing our drive modes. We have our trailer backup. We have our 360 view camera, which, to be honest, is great on this truck, especially because, and to be honest, any truck, but this truck, which has this really tall hood and is not the easiest to pull into some tighter spaces, it's great to at least pull this up to see what's going on. We do have our diff lock and our stabilizing bar disconnect. So that's all right down there, and the really nice shifter. I think, to be honest, this whole section of the vehicle, I think they did a fantastic job. 2 good cup holders here. And then the armrest, really comfortable, and plenty of storage in there. So you can see here, here, and then even there's a first aid kit, and it goes down a little bit further from that. So there's plenty in there right now. And they do give you that, but it is comfy. And then 2 more cup holders behind there for the back seats. Over here, nice sizable glove box. And the lovely Toyota badge. So this one does have a sunroof, fully operational. I'm not going to open it with it raining, but and then we have our lights and everything there, so controls of the sunroof. So all in all, I am very impressed with how comfortable this truck rides, but also the controls. All the controls, for the most part, I think they did a great job. Everything was a step in advance. We have heated, cooled seats. We have heated steering wheel, all easy to get there by the climate system, so it was easy to find. Good job, Toyota. You did a fantastic job with the rebuild on this truck. So aside from the sunroof, we do have the back window, which does power slide open. Having a truck, I've always loved those windows. They are so handy. Now, driver's seat controls, front, back, we can go up with it, we can go down with it. We do have lumbar as well. You can see it right there. Love the seat controls, love the up and down. There's a lot of motion in it too. You can sit up pretty high in this seat. Okay, so here is one of those things that I don't like. So the TRD Pro has these really fancy back seats that takes up even more room. Now the Tacoma has never been the truck with lots of leg room in the back seat. It's been bad, always in the past. I would love for them to add 2 inches to the cab. But the thing is, with all this extra junk here, not only is it tighter, because you can see how thick it is, right? That's definitely 2-3 inches thick, but it's jagged. I mean, you got all these things. Yeah, maybe your knees can get in there, but I'm gonna have to move the seat forward. I had it set where I normally drive, so let's just move it forward a little bit so that I should be able to get in here. Even with it moved forward, I mean, I'm sitting with my legs to the side. Not comfortable, okay? It just is not comfortable at all. So that if there's one thing that they really need, just get rid of all this. I know it's cool looking. Yeah, it's neat. If you're just the back seat's more of a afterthought or a storage area for you, great. But if you're actually putting passengers back here, this is annoying because everything just sticking out and everything. I don't like it at all. 2 USB-C ports, as well as a there we go, standard 2400 watt 110 in there as well. So yeah, I hate the back of the seats. It just makes the back seat terrible. It just figures I go to get in the back seat and I actually bust my leg open on these seats. Jeez. So when you get down to it, there's so much to love about this truck. There are a few things missing, and there are a few things that I wish would change. Obviously, the back seat is still one of those things that I really wish they would change. But when in the TRD Pro version with these seats, which as comfortable as these seats are sitting in the front seat, they make being in the back seat absolutely miserable. I couldn't do these seats even if I wanted to, because would have passengers and I wouldn't put them through that. Everything I love about this truck, minus a couple of things. Now, funny thing is, it has all the features. They brought so many features into this truck, but they missed on a couple of the small things, like automatic wipers. It doesn't have those. It just doesn't. So, not to say that that's a big deal. Coming from the truck industry, when I used to own trucks after trucks after trucks, that was one of those features that I don't care if it has that. I like to control my stuff. That said, I do like automatic wipers. They are nice. So where do I sit with this one? This specific truck, the TRD Pro version, starts at 63.9. This specific one that I'm sitting at is like 63.4 because it has almost no added things to it other than a bed mat, I think floor mats, and some tie-down hooks. So nothing really added. It's pretty much a stock TRD Pro. If I honestly, for myself, as much as I love the TRD Pro, I would actually do exactly what I did back when I bought my 2019. I really liked the TRD Pro then, couldn't justify it, knocked it back down to the TRD off-road version. That's my own thing. So this TRD Pro is designed, I mean, you want to take this thing off-roading. You want to take this onto the trail. That's where this vehicle is made to be. That's where it wants to be. It is designed and equipped and everything to do that. It's got rock guards. It's got all these great things to go off-roading with. And of course, not a whole lot of off-roading where I'm around here. Now there are some farm roads, things like that, but and I was hoping to try to do that this week. It just didn't, it got away from me. But that said, that's where this wants to be. My TRD off-road version that I owned, I took off-roading a couple times the whole time that I owned it, and it loved it as well. And it doesn't have all the features that this has, but you know, for I think the TRD off-road starts at 46, probably more in my comfort zone of spending on a truck like this. So it really comes down to what you're looking for. They have so many options now that from the starting all the way to the TRD Pro, there's a lot of options within the Tacoma lineup. And so coming back to this specific truck within the efficiency rating, it's rated at a 23 miles per gallon all around, 22 in town, 24 on the highway. Right now, the average, which I did not reset, so that's not just mine at 17.1. I think it really comes down to how you're driving it, right? If you're reviewing it, you're not going to drive it like you would normally. You're going to push it, you're going to do things to it, and I have done those things, and probably the person before me. I did not, like I said, I did not reset it like I usually do. I did not, but that said, it all comes down to how you're driving, but also where you're driving. We have a lot of hills around Dubuque where I live, and even my Tacoma that I used to own, I never got the rated economy. You rarely get rated economy around Dubuque because of the constant going up and down hills. So that said, take that with a grain. Now I will say this as well, it sounds fantastic. With plenty of power, this truck is exactly what it should have been when I had mine. And that's more, this does have the iForce Max engine, which gives it plenty of power. Also can eat a little bit more fuel economy when you push the pedal down. But that said, that engine coupled with the 8-speed transmission makes this super smooth. Everything I ever said about the Tacoma, specifically in haul mode, when you're actually pulling a trailer, the Tacoma was terrible. And that one, no, it was bad. It was bad. I owned a Tacoma. My wife had a Sienna, very similar years. My Tacoma was 2019. The Sienna we had was 2020. That Sienna pulled our trailer better than the Tacoma did because it had the 8-speed transmission. Thing that the Tacoma was severely lacking on because it didn't know where it wanted to be in the transmission lineup. It was constantly jumping. This one, while I haven't pulled anything with this truck at all, you can tell just by putting your foot down, it knows where it wants to be, and it has plenty of power being in that gear. So I do really appreciate that, Toyota. You did a great job with this truck. I have mostly great things to say about it with a few caveats, and to be honest, those caveats are almost nothing other than the back seat. Specifically the driver and passenger seat. I would rip these suckers out of here if I ever had a TRD off-road, if I was going to have anybody in the back seat. Otherwise, maybe just don't get the TRD Pro. I'm sorry, not TRD off-road, the TRD Pro. Maybe get the one that doesn't have these fancy weird seats. So that's just my 2 cents, and I understand everybody has their own preferences and of course their own use case scenarios. But if you're going to put people in the back seat, I pity them with these seats. So that is my full review of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. And in all reality, the 2024 Tacoma in general, they've done great things. It does make me miss my truck. To be honest, it does not make me miss my truck. It makes me want to keep this truck, which is a great thing to not just remind me of the truck I used to own, but show how much better the one that you have today is. That's lovely. So Toyota, you're doing good things, but there are a couple things that I would change. So thanks for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe as always, right? And we'll catch you back here on TechGooch for another future video review. We'll see you again soon. Punch it! Punch it!